Mr. Smooth is taking a seat, and we're going to take you through what we did, just briefly what we did last week. So I'll take you to the PowerPoint presentation as we do usually. Last week we learned that the human being is like a battery, and when you are fully charged, you are 100%. And whilst you're 100%, you are happy, you are good to go, you are ready to do whatever. When you drop to 70%, your body then becomes, you start feeling miserable. When your rate drops to 70%, you start feeling miserable. And then also, when you drop to 50%, you'll be hospitalized. When your energy levels drop to 50%, you'll definitely be hospitalized. And then when you get to 20%, that is intensive care. You would have to be put in intensive care. And between 10 and 0, you would lose your life. There's one thing that I want people to understand. How many people become ill and pass or lose energy through the anus? I mean, throw out feces and survive. Because once you throw out feces when you are ill, what happens is you are losing your life, you are losing your spirit, you are losing your sexual energy, because we lose our sexual energy through the anus. And like I was saying, the body is made in a way that we can replace the body's energy through good sleep, through good rest, through good food. But many of us do not eat well. Many of us do not sleep well. And some of us, because of some little coins of money that we make from the work, we overwork ourselves. And then many of us also are used to eating a lot of these, what we call junk food, and think they have the money or they are rich. We forget about the greens and all the things that will give us the things that we need to make us live well. But once you have good energy, you will live long. Your sex life will become better. You will live a happier, longer, and also you become wiser, living and looking stronger. Sex usually depletes our battery. It is one thing we should know. Sex usually depletes our battery, especially when you are a man and you over ejaculate. If you overthrow out sperm, you deplete your energy. And you need to give yourself that time to rebuild, for the body to rebuild itself. Because as you continue to ejaculate and you don't allow the body to rebuild or refix itself, what you're doing is you are draining your battery's energy. And once you drain your battery's energy and you're allowing the body to rebuild or recharge the battery, just like you're using a mobile phone and then you are not recharging it. So once the battery goes dry and it goes down, you are dead. So it's important that we eat well, we sleep well, and then we become sensible with the number of ejaculations we have as a man. This show is...
Kwame, what would you recommend after having sex? How long should you wait?
You see, that is a very good question. But you see, it depends on your strength. There are certain people who are in their 20s. In your 20s, I'm going to talk about, before the show ends, I'm going to give you a chart, a normal chart that regular men who are not extraordinary, what you can do, the number of times you should have in a week, the number of times you have in a month. I'm going to show you that before we finish the class today.
Okay.
But the thing is, there are some men who are 50 years, but they are 50 years biologically. But when you get deep down inside them, their erection is like a 20-year. Yes. So you can't tell that person who is extremely strong, extremely healthy, to live his life like a 50-year-old. So it depends on how strong you are. But the most important thing you should look at is, once you ejaculate and all you can do is sleep, you don't have enough energy to rest, you don't have enough energy to talk to the woman, to have a chat with the woman. It simply means you have depleted your energy. And as you go on, we'll be seeing some of these things. So the sexual glands, which we spoke about last week, I told you there are 7 glands. We have the pituitary gland, we have the thyroid gland, we have the thalamus gland, we have the adrenal gland, we have the sexual gland. I'm saying that the sexual gland is like a stove, and it is this stove that we use in cooking or preparing our sexual energy. And you know that when there's no stove, there can be no fire, and there can be no heating. And women are water and men are fire. So you need that stove to warm up the woman, so the woman boils, so both of you become hot, and healthy. You get that? So it's
Yeah.
important that we look at that very carefully. And then also, we live in a time when great sex or sexual freedom, I mean, sexual freedom is all over. But most people, they feel ashamed to talk about sex. That is something that we should look at.
Yeah, you know, coming from this part of our world, we were never taught to talk about sex.
Yes, but
It was a taboo those times, you know. And then they say, due to the internet and stuff, we are able to come out
Good.
a bit. But you know, those times, there was nothing like the internet. So you don't even have to talk about it. You are not supposed to even talk about
But
it.
he need there. So yesterday, Yamba, well, I mean, when they are young, they shouldn't engage in sex. That's one you know, sir. They didn't engage in sex. We didn't talk about them. Into one you know, what be then way home. Into on your problem, no ama our P oruguno. Into it is time there. You will open up a little
Yeah.
just to learn some of these basic things. And some of you may be why it has been there for thousands of years. The only thing is it has not been exposed to us. So the adult class, as we do here every Wednesday, we are going to open up. We're going to teach you some of these things so you can understand and be able to live a happier and better life. And then also, we may have little problems telling our partners where to rub or where to touch on our body and all those things. I think once you are married, should not be a problem for you. Once you are able to identify where you love to be touched, where you love to be rubbed, telling your husband or your partner to touch those areas and allowing him to discover new areas on your body shouldn't be too much of a problem. But you know what? We are going to look at something very, very important in men: erection.